How's it hanging, fellas? I'm OrosZ, and this is another episode of Yakuza 4, and in today's episode last episode we wrapped up the whole Nair side story with her tracking down a murderer that killed her family. Turns out her murderer was also her brother, who she thought was murdered. I don't know how he staged his own death. Who did he replace his dead body with? She did mention something about how the bodies were unrecognizable, so I guess he just put some dead corpse in his place. And if I'm not mistaken, we ain't got really much going on. We did all the fucking revelations, we did all the side stories. We got this one going on, and this one. Okay, so we got two. Also, when Nair's story finished, apparently I unlocked some bullshit, so might want to go and check that out later. And I unlocked it at the clown who's sitting at the... That's a fucking weird thing about this whole Bob clown. Like, he's just a fucking, what, staple of the series? He was fucking in it since the third game? He's in more games than fucking Tanimura, who I'm playing as. Some fucking clown. Anyway, I was supposed to go somewhere, ask for instructions. Was it here? No, it's a different bar with cross-dressers. Every bar in this fucking neighborhood has cross-dressers sitting. Either way, I ain't got any stories from work to tell you because I haven't been working. I was sick. I mean, I got sick yesterday. I'll be fucking honest with you. I wasn't sick. I just called up my doctor and told him that I got it because I just really fucking didn't feel like going to work. I was planning to fucking fake something this whole fucking week. Good thing I faked it now, because at least I didn't want to work for 2 days. If I faked it on Monday, I'd probably get a whole week off. And like, I know it sounds better for me to get a whole week off work, but I don't know, I don't want to risk it me actually getting sick and then being like 2 weeks off work or something. That would have been a huge fuck up. I had this drink here. It's a Kong Strong Wild Power Colossus energy drink. It's funny because it's a big can that's all green, and there's a small can that's all green, and the small green can is a mojito flavored one. But the big green can is not just a bigger version of the small green can, it's a whole different flavor that only comes in the big can. Like, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, they made a bigger version of the mojito flavored one. Maybe that's the most popular one, I don't know. I personally like the zero sugar one the best, ironically. I usually fucking hate the zero sugar ones, but this big one is pretty good. Also comes with some different flavor that I drank before. I mean, I had this one before too, but I don't know, I found it in the fridge. Oh, hi, hon. Hi. Turns out the other son was on the cups of something dangerous. I spent the whole fucking last episode praising Yakuza 6 and how brilliant of a game that is. And that I only had some small complaints. Well, one big complaint is the lack of reoccurring characters, but another, I don't know if it's a big complaint. So when I played Yakuza 1, the entirety of the last chapter, which is, the whole go to Millennium Tower, climb up to where Nishiki is, beat the shit out of him, beat the shit out of that guy on the helipad, whole fucking ending sequence of that game is a blocked scene that I couldn't record, so I actually had to take footage from someone else's channel with their permission, I might add. And the same thing happened with Yakuza 0, where the whole fucking segment of the game where you go on a boat as Kiryu and fight the final boss is just fucking unrecordable, because Sega sucks a dick when it comes to streaming their games on PlayStation for some fucking reason. I don't know, nobody else fucking does that. When you're watching this video, there's a fucking Sega logo in the bottom right corner, but that's like the least shitty thing they could do. Just put their logo on the fucking recording, just so you know who this game belongs to. Like, yeah, sure, we all know fucking it's all Sega, but why the fuck they had to make the final mission of the game unrecordable is such a pain in my fucking ass. The same thing happened with Kiwami 2, and Kiwami 2 came out after 6, so the entire time I played through 6 I was like, please, Let this game be an exception, and there's no blocked scene. There is a blocked scene, but there's like a silver lining to it, I guess. I don't know what the fuck silver lining means, but I think that's what it means. That the blocked scene isn't as long as the other blocked scenes, because you have a final mission where you climb up Millennium Tower, you beat the shit out of a guy at the top, and it's all awesome. You have to fight a bunch of guys, it's an awesome fucking sequence. And then after that, you have a smaller sequence where you don't even get cuts, like you don't even have to go anywhere, you just basically get put in front of the final boss already, and that's the blocked scene, along with all the credits and epilogue scenes. So there's only one fight that's a blocked scene, so I'll have to fucking steal someone's footage again. Maybe with their permission, I don't know. Is there like a YouTube channel that just has a bunch of gameplay footage that's like free to use? It'd be nice if that was the case. Thankfully this game, the third, fourth, and the fifth game as part of the remaster collection, they don't actually have any blocked scenes. So I won't have to worry about it until the sixth game. And the seventh game also doesn't have any blocked scenes. So I don't know, it's just fucking 1, 0, 2, and 6 problems for some fucking reason. Though like I said, the sixth one isn't as bad as the fucking 1, 0, and 2. Turns out Yabe-san was on the cops for something dangerous. What was he investigating? Now, not what, but who? A woman from Hong Kong. Huh? I take it she's not just some random lady. Right, rumor has it she has ties to a certain crime syndicate, the Sun On Yi, and she is in charge of illegal immigrant workers, all of them female. So she's a crime boss then, and this syndicate's supposed to be a powerful underground intelligence network spread throughout Asia. Apparently they recruit girls from poor families and make them buy fake passports and visas. That was a side quest like that in Yakuza 0. Then they forced them to work like slaves to work off the loans used to buy them. I wonder you stopped their history. Don't tell me Bridge is the one running the show? Who's Bridge? I was like, what bridge is he talking about? That's my guess. Any idea where this crime boss lady might be? I'm not entirely sure, but I hear the syndicate has an office near an arcade in Nakamichi Alley. I'm sure this goes without saying, but be careful, okay? Thanks, I'll try. I'm also supposed to go to an underground parking lot. The main mission tasked me with going to an underground parking lot, and a side quest also tasked me with going there, so I'm not sure where should I go first. You know what, I'm always pirating all the fucking TV shows I watch, and I had some trouble getting my hands on Ahsoka. I watched episode 3, and it had some cool dogfights in space. Ahsoka took down a fucking spaceship and shit. But overall, that episode was a lot of, like, filler stuff. It wasn't very story heavy. It had a lot of scenes where they were just kind of talking and shit. Where am I fucking going? Which is fucking Nakamichi Alley? I think Nakamichi Alley is right fucking here, right? Yeah, that's the Sega arcade, so their office should be around here. There's a sewer entrance. I mean sewer, underground parking lot. Sewer is not accessible to Tanimura, I guess. Can he really not sprint? This is as fast as he goes? Jesus Christ. And yeah, and you know what I did? I think I mentioned that. I did bought Yakuza Gaiden, a man who raised his name, great name. But like I told you, I think I told you that, have I? I don't remember. I bought it physically from Japan, so it's gonna be a while till I get it, but once I get it, I'll have a cool fucking imported game. And it wasn't like it was very expensive, it was just a normal price. So it was like 60 bucks. But it did say it's an import. The thing that worried me is that the game release date came around, and I was like, okay, they didn't deliver it on the delivery. I mean, on the release day, it was Friday, so I'm not surprised. But they didn't fucking even send me any email about my purchase or anything, so I was kind of worried, but then I fucking looked it up and it's like, it might take up to 3 weeks. Look. That must be Akune. Hey, your name is Akuna, right? Who are you? Have a tap to settle at the palace, pal. Oh, palace. Shit, you're from the Dragon Palace? I thought it was just a bunch of old dudes. Where did they find you? If you want me to pay up, you're gonna have to catch me first. I'm the fastest lawyer in town. See you, sucker. Oh, fucking, I really just prefer to beat the shit out of him. Chase sequences are fucking dumb as fuck. Love how there's a whole bar designed for just this stupid ass sequence. I don't even remember how the fuck to do this. Get close to a target and fucking shoulder bash into them, that's fucking... There are chase sequences in the later games, but it's like... It's not like a separate mode that be triggered where you all of a sudden sprint around. Yeah, but I did get my hands on 4, 5, and 6 episode. So far, I really love this series. A lot of complaints were about how it's an all-female cast, but I feel like those are complaints from people who really just love complaining about stuff and don't actually bother to watch the show. You know, there are people, like, the people who complain about, like, oh... The people who, a couple of years back, were complaining about how video games all feature just white male protagonists and don't have enough diversity. There are people who play video games. There are people who just love complaining about stuff because it makes them feel like they're making a difference and they're important and that the world fucking matters to other people. Nobody fucking complained about protagonists all looking the same because, sure, they might have looked the same, but they definitely weren't the same fucking guy over and over. Had different backstories and different motivations. And it's like nowadays we get a lot of female protagonists. And I'm not complaining about that. Actually, I feel like female protagonists in movies are much fucking worse than the female protagonists we get in video games. Because at least in video games they're cool kick-ass girls and... Like, their successes depend on you playing the game. While in the movies sometimes the women just fucking win for no reason. Like in the Star Wars sequels. Where Rey just turns out to be the best fucking Jedi all the fucking time, even though she never even fucking held a lightsaber before. And it's not like wielding a lightsaber, it's just like wielding a fucking stick, like what she did before. Well, whatever, you're gonna have to come with me. Apparently they're making a fucking another sequel movie all about Rey. And I'm still not sure, like, are fucking sequels canon or are they not? Because it's like, we have the entirety of Mandalorian, now Ahsoka show, and there's so much stories that happened before episode 6 and 7 apparently, but none of them tie into the sequels. None of them are like a setup for the sequels, you know? That just all fucking sucks. It's like, then what, did sequels even matter? Did they happen? I don't fucking know. Another thing that I was surprised by, the only tie-in to the sequels I saw was in Andor, where one of the episodes, Hux, I think his name was, makes an appearance, who's the guy who was like a rival to Kylo Ren. He makes a small appearance in like a room where someone was having, or was it in Mandalorian? I think it was actually Mandalorian season 3, or the newest season. I don't know if it was 3 or 4. Amazing work, kid, you got them all. Time for you to live up to the end of the bargain. Of course, and we prepared a little bonus for you as well. You take this to your friend who is stupid enough to put this restaurant for collateral. 2 million yen. Don't underestimate us just because we're homeless. We have eyes and ears across the whole city. You know what? After the florist, remember the florist? The guy who was like an intel gatherer. He sold information, basically, in Yakuza 1, 2, and I think he appeared in the third game. Well, after the third game appearance, he's nowhere to be seen. He never makes an appearance in this game, in the next game, or in the next game. He's just absent. I've seen some glimpses of Yakuza 8 as well, and like Akiyama. So here's the thing: in one of the trailers, they mentioned how the new summons they have for the new game, they're like reoccurring characters. For example, Sayama, one of my favorite characters in this series from Yakuza 2, who only appeared in Yakuza 2 and then just disappeared at the beginning of the third game, comes back as a summon in Yakuza 8. But here's the deal. In Yakuza 7, to unlock a summon, you actually had to like interact with the character first, and then they would become a summon for you. So does that mean Akiyama and Sayama actually and Date make appearances in Yakuza 8? Like at least on a side quest or something? Or do you just start the game and you all of a sudden have summons of characters you never fucking interacted with? That would be fucking strange. I feel like I own you one, but thank you very much. I was about to say, I just received 2 million yen. Can I just go and spend it or whatever the fuck I want and not finish this quest and be a huge dick? Thank you so much. Wow, you're handsome and reliable. Perhaps I should just get rid of this loser here and marry you instead. I'm not interested. Well, thanks to you, I found a new place to come up on some quick cash, so I'd say it worked out perfectly. See, that's why I didn't want to tell you. Really saved the hide. Yeah, Tanimura's thing is that he's kind of into gambling. Though I'm not into gambling, and I'm not really fond of gambling. That's why I'm not really playing it. Any poker games in this game. I remember, oh my god, Nair is gone. What if I didn't train enough with her? Are there like other moves I could have learned from her? Ah, shit. Let's assume I just learned everything there was to learn. Yeah, so I'm very excited for the inevitable arrival of my Yakuza 6.5. There's fucking customization in that one. You can dress up Kiryu as whatever you want. And it's great. They finally realized that Kiryu's default gray suit looks like garbage. We should just get him in a different suit. And then they went one step further and just made him customizable. This girl always stands here and I always fucking think she's cute. I mean, I don't know how it happened, but like everybody who follows me on Twitter is Japanese. What the fuck is wrong with my account? Why am I all of a sudden, I guess, appearing in Asian regions more often than anything else? When I fucking browse Twitter, I barely ever see a post in English. It's all Japanese and Korean. What the fuck? I mentioned multiple times how I'm trying to learn Korean, and well, I don't think I'm on a level where I could all of a sudden switch to Korean now. But I think I'm making some progress, alright? I'm definitely feeling like every day at least I learn at least one or two things. Is that the new thing I unlocked? See, someone liked my tweet. Let's read their name. Mikami Shimako. Thank you. Now to get the 100 million. Tanimura liked my tweet. Thank you, Tanimura. I don't know what the tweet was about. Some fucking bullshit shitpost like I usually post. Till about a year ago, I had told fortunes on the street under the name X-Tiger. Unfortunately, I had only a few customers, as many thought I was creepy. What? I don't remember that. I was trying too hard. What with pretending to be the silent, mysterious type, specializing in crystal balls, screwing tarot cards. I cannot go into the details, but since money is no longer an issue, I set up the shop here and opened up last summer. The mood is more mysterious here. The best things about this place is that it's blah blah blah. Cool summer, warm winters. That's how my basement is. I used to use my basement as kind of a hangout spot for me and my friends. You mean to tell me I can just pick as many of these as I can? Abilities. Do I really not have any gear? There's no... This is a gear item? 113. Gain protection from bullets. What about the other thing? Secret... This thing. I already got this. Fuck, have I like thrown this away? I didn't know that equipping all three would give me some cool shit. I got some stuff I need to sell. Some garbage in my equipment. Yeah, so Ahsoka is really great. I'm really looking forward to the Star Wars Acolyte, because that one's supposed to be set in the Old Republic era, and it's supposed to be about like ancient Siths. And with that kind of a time period, you can really go wild with the stories, because the ancient Siths were like much more fucked up and ridiculous than anything we see in the current like timeline. We could have such big scale wars with a bunch of Sith Lords fighting a bunch of Jedi, doing a bunch of crazy Jedi power stuff. It could be fucking amazing. Or they could make the story about some bullshit and be fucking lame as fuck. Retcon a bunch of shit. Silver plate, red jewel, blackjack amulet. I remember spending some time in the previous Yakuza games actually playing some of the gambling mini games, but now I don't really feel like doing that. Let me check my items, because from what I fucking see so far, my equipment is a mess. Alright, hold on, I'll fucking move shit around. How organized. Wow. Beautiful. It's almost as satisfying as Resident Evil 4. Actually, it's not. Still haven't played the remake. I will get to it. Not on the channel, but... I want to play all the Resident Evil games on this channel, but at some other point, I don't know, I'll get around to it. One day. Oh yeah, another Star Wars thing is that a lot of people were saying how Knights of the Old Republic remake is dead. But apparently it's not, it's just in some really troubled production right now. But from what I heard myself, it's not dead. Though it does seem like, I don't know, next week or something we might hear that it's actually dead. And somebody who said that it's not dead was just really trying to make a good face to a bad game. That kind of shit. Behind the arcades, Bridges Syndicate should have an office around here. Should I go in? Going in. Don't know what they meant by prepare. Also, I should like eat at restaurants more often in this game. Well, who might you be? Doesn't matter. I'm looking for the boss, some lady from Hong Kong. Don't know what you're talking about. Don't play stupid with me. Just bring her here and there won't be any trouble. So, with Yakuza 8 taking place in Hawaii, what other locations do you guys think there could be? I always thought that it would be funny if, like, we got one more Kiryu adventure, and we did with Yakuza Gaiden. But I was thinking that it could have been a funny epilogue where Kiryu travels to Europe or something, and he has to fight the Italian mobsters or some shit. I thought it would be funny. Because Japanese people really like Italy for some reason. I think it's because architecturally it's kind of similar. By that I mean that it's a narrow country with very narrow streets. Also, Italy is just a nice place. Though I don't know about its safety, because there's a lot of immigrants there nowadays. Illegal ones that don't want to fucking work. Don't play stupid with me, just bring her here and there won't be any trouble. Ah, forgive me, where are my manners? Hey fellas, come help me escort our guest. Hey fellas. A friend here is requesting a one-way trip to the afterlife, shall we oblige? I get that your boss is a tough nut to crack, but you really don't have to make things so difficult. Give him hell, boys. I'm gonna record 2 episodes of this series. And fucking gameplay and such out of Farming Simulator. Look, items to pick up. Are already broke. getting my ass handed to me. How do I change fighting styles? What the fuck is this broken game? Endo. Skeleton. Don't fucking pick that up, you can't. It's mine. Gimme. What am I hitting him with? I broke it. And you know what, with the Gaiden game coming out, set between Yakuza 6 and Yakuza 7. Actually, is it set between? I think it's actually set during the same time as Yakuza 7. Or maybe it's not. I think it's actually after 6 and it like later ties in with the 7th game? I'm not sure actually. Also, does that game takes... I know it's one of the settings is... what was that city called? Sotenbori was one of the settings of that game. But do we go to like Yokohama and shit? Because that city is awesome from Yakuza 7. The like really big one. And I was thinking about like, what if they're making a Yakuza... Because here's the thing. They said a while back, someone from Sega, that Yakuza is gonna go turn-based, while the Judgment series is gonna retain the real-time brawler beat-em-up fighting style, right? But now we're not certain if we ever gonna receive a new Judgment game, because the actor playing Yagami, who's the main character of the Judgment games, he got this fucking agency representing him got into some argument with Sega. Apparently they got into an argument over the PC releases of Judgment because they realized that on PC you can mod the games, meaning that you can make Yagami. Tanimura and Yagami are very similar characters. It almost feels like Yagami is a spiritual successor to Tanimura, because they're both detectives. Yagami, you can fuck up his look with the mods. Like, you can make him bald, you can make him stupid, make him naked. So they didn't like some modders messing with the actor who plays him, so they didn't want the game to be released on Steam, which Sega wanted games to be released on Steam because Yakuza games are all on Steam and they're selling pretty well there too. And what I was trying to say, the fuck was I trying to say? I forgot. Oh yeah, so Judgment is possibly dead now. Actually, Kaito, who's like a support character from Judgment, makes an appearance in Gaiden. So they're trying to bridge the thing, because like Judgment had no connections to Yakuza other than being set in the same universe. But there was no characters from Yakuza making appearances in Judgment. But now they did, so it's like maybe they're trying to still include characters from Judgment who can make an appearance, so that they don't just go to waste and be forgotten about, because they know that they can't make a new Judgment game. So instead of making new Judgment games be the real-time beat-em-up games, they're just simply gonna make Kiryu spin-offs. It's like, so we got a Kiryu game set between the 6th game and the 7th game, and I was thinking, what other spin-offs could we have? And I was thinking the 90s period of time before Yakuza 1 is a very interesting period, because in Yakuza 1, there's a lot of references to past events that we never actually saw happen. We could have more of Kazama, Yumi, who didn't make that too many appearances in this series, now that I think about it, because they were both absent from Yakuza 0 for some reason. And yeah, we could have like learn more about Kiryu's past. Nishikiyama could come back as his bro before he went evil and shit. Or we could even have a game that's set during like the time period where Kiryu's in prison, and we could play as someone else. We learned in Yakuza 7 that Ichiban went to prison around 2001. And Kiryu went to prison around 96, I think, or 95. What if we played as Ichiban during the events after Kiryu got imprisoned and before he got imprisoned? Could have been a cool fucking backstory to him, I don't know. Or we could play as a new character. Or something. Another time period I thought would be cool is before Zero. Like Yakuza -1, set in the 60s or something. Because that's definitely an interesting time period. And I was thinking that who would be the perfect protagonist? I was thinking Kazama, because he's kind of like Kiryu's dad, right? But in the backstory we got in Yakuza 0 and 1, we know that Kazama was like Tojo Clan's most successful hitman, but he used guns a lot to kill people. So I was thinking, you know what, who would be a cool fucking pick as the main character of Yakuza -1? Kashiwagi. Because he was like the Kazama's right-hand man. And in Yakuza 0, we actually fight Kashiwagi as Majima. And turns out Kashiwagi's fucking badass and really tough. And he fights really well. So if they could elaborate on that moveset from Yakuza 0 and make him the playable character. And we could also have some stupid backstory on how he got that scar on his face. And I was thinking another time period could be cool is the founding of Tojo Clan. Because we don't really fucking know any origins of the Tojo Clan. We just know, like, the second chairman appears in Yakuza 0, but we never fucking see or even hear anything about the first chairman. So I think the founding of Tojo Clan could be really fucking awesome. Or even some Yakuza spin-off that focuses on a different part of Japan on a completely different clan, like the Omi Alliance or some shit. Or Yakuza set in space, I don't fucking know. So many Yakuza games. Yakuza became such a, alongside Sonic, Sega's like most popular series. I'd say that it's their second most popular behind Sonic. I mean, Sega has a lot of fucking franchises, but I'd say they're most popular and well known for Sonic, and then second is Yakuza. Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. They have a lot of shit. But yeah, what if we got all those games? That'd be cool. And the only reason I believe we could be getting something like that is, well, because Judgment is kind of possibly not gonna return. So a sex industry writer named Yoichi Abe was investigating a madam from Hong Kong and got him killed. Yeah, I kind of forgot to play the game. Fucking read the dialogue. What? Yabe's dead? So you knew him? I did. Tell me where his boss of yours is. She went back to Hong Kong this morning. I see. She had to skip town to keep a lid on Yabe's murder. Let's just say she learned too much about the organization for her own good. Are you talking about the organization that Bridge runs? Mm-hmm. Bridge? What? You never heard of that name? They're not important enough to know what's going on up top. All I know is that the boss leaked something to Yabe. Now that Yabe's dead, I guess we'll never know what that was. Don't be so sure about that. Yabe's apparently hid whatever he compiled somewhere. Really? Where? Dunno. The organization is in a frenzy trying to find it. Interesting. Are you gonna go look for it too? You bet. I imagine some pretty valuable info. You gotta stay out of it, or you will end up just like Yabe. Don't worry about me. After giving me all these details, you should be watching your own back. I feel like I went on a really long fucking tangent talking about possible Yakuza spin-offs. So Yabe hit some info, but without any leads, I might as well be running in circles. There is this greedy old fortune teller. Guess I gotta rely on her again. How come Tanimura doesn't... Oh, that's another thing I was supposed to do in this game. I was supposed to hit up the rooftops and actually buy myself some equipment. Alright, first of all, we're gonna run here real quick. Save the game because this episode's over. I'm gonna continue playing and talking about shit next episode. See you fellas in the next episode. Bye.